A Coruña from Spain, and Ghent Gargoyles from Belgium. And here we go. The game starts, and the first quaffle looks from, Dementores. Looks that there was a wrong pass there, and the head ref just saw it. Yeah. Let's see what's the call. But I don't know if it's for the wrong pass or if there was another kind of contact that should be called too, because this might be ways the chaser Ignacio from Dementores took the quaffle and then passed it back to his teammate, but maybe he could be beaten before, or maybe it could be a foul in that first quaffle fight. Let's see what happens. Well, first of all, we could introduce a little bit the teams, right?
So Ghent Gargoyles are
Yellow card,
the second
Ghent
best team in
31,
Belgium so
sliding
far.
into contact.
They got the second place in the nationals in 2018 and are just behind Antwerp, the Dodos. And in the last slot, they won against Oxford. I think it was
Oxford, yeah.
even out of the range.
Okay, finally the fall came from Ghent Gargoyles. That was first drive. Ooh, Isaac tries to get inside, but then he gets tackled and then passes to Pato. Great pass and great shot from the Dementores tracer, who has been very good shots. So let's keep an eye on him because he's the one giving the initiative in his team from scoring. The other team here, we're presenting them. Dementores is the second team from Spain. He lost the final against Madrid Lynx, who is the first. And this is their second consecutive participation in the EQC after they came the second place in the Spanish Cup. And then here we see the tied game, but then Isaac takes the ball. He wants to take back to score. Passes to Ramon. Ramon tries to score, and no. The chaser Ignacio takes the quaffle. Oh, yeah, good defense from Ghent Gargoyles, who tries to run back again, and then Dementores has a good defense. Oh, yeah, that was a good beat. So now has the opportunity to throw. No, doesn't score, but they keep the ball. Well, it's a fast start. I think both teams are trying to get to a fast play where they can score as much points as they can. And there it goes. There it goes. The second goal for Ghent Gargoyles.
Ghent is also pretty patient in their play. They wait for their beaters to make the attack, and then the chasers follow, which is usually a very structured play.
Yeah, on the other hand, Dementores is a very passionate team. They have a lot of players coming from playing American football, and their kind of ways of attacking, you can see them. They are very fast. They are very strong. They're in the kind of attacks they made are making always in the same way, very physic, and that's what it follows to them. In Spain, at least, let's see if here in Europe they have to change their way of attacking, not to be tackled. And another goal for Ghent, which puts the score 30-10, could be the score. Yeah.
We'll check that really soon.
Yeah.
But that was just a play Ghent is really good in. They have really good trolls, which means they have really good passing options, to say it in normal sports language. They have, whenever someone gets the ball really close to hoops, it's gonna be a goal.
Mm-hmm. Let's see who else gets the point in the bladder control. Now the bladder control is in the hands of Ghent Gargoyles, and we can see that Peachy, the beater from Dementores, is trying to threaten a little bit the beaters from the other team, just to make his teammate try to enter. From the moment they are taking a little bit of more calmly. Oh, good beat taken. Oh, now, yeah. It wasn't a foul because there was no harm, but also, of course, Pato Ramon from Dementores took the ball after he was beaten, and that could be a foul if Ghent didn't took the ball. They took it, they attack, and they score another goal for Ghent Gargoyles.
So it's 10-40 for Ghent.
Yeah, so they're starting to make their play. Again, Gargoyles, they are starting to make a little bit of an advantage, an important advantage. As you know, when we pass the barrier of the 30 points, 40 points, that's a place where Dementores should start thinking about the game, because the game hasn't started already, and they are, whoa. We've seen a very hard defense from, again, Gargoyles, and Ramon from Dementores is starting to complain about the physics they played on him. And between that, another throw, another goal from, again, Gargoyles, and that sounds like maybe they should stop the game. Yeah, Isaac asks for a timeout.
So that's, for now, a pretty clear game for Ghent.
Yeah, a very needed timeout, because for the moment the players from Dementores are not taking the success they should, or they normally do. So Dementores has a lot to think about.
Yeah. It's also, I think the Spanish team does have problems with their defense. As Ghent is pretty diverse in their playing, they know how to do drives, they know how to do a really good passing game, they know how to do like a quick throw play where they only pass to one person behind the hoops who scores immediately. It's really hard to defend against that. If one team is really good at one thing, you can concentrate on that, but as they know how to play, what playing style in which situation, it gets really hard to defend against that.
Yes, I agree with that. And also, as I said at the first, Dementores' main point is to get their beaters do the job, so their chasers can enter right through. They don't have that much tactical playing, so if the other team has to neutralize their main point of attacking, like it seems they have done it, Dementores has a serious problem. So let's see. Timeout is finished. The game is going to be restarted again. Okay. One of the Dementores' players is making a headband substitution. Maybe the headband was broken or was not good enough to be playing. So after that, they should be ready to continue. Yeah, they're ready to continue. So here they go again. Isaac, keeper from Dementores, takes the ball. And Neko has the beater, the only beater for them. The bladger. The only bladger for Dementores is in the hands of Neko. So let's see what it does. Tries to, yeah, he gets the beat, but he gets beaten too. And now that Peachy has number 10 from Dementores, is Peachy, has taken the other bladger, and yeah, he fire, and the chasers didn't take advantage from that play. And now we can see number 22, Zamudio from Dementores, make a very, very good tackle. Very good tackle from a player that has already played American football, so he does know how to make a good tackle. But now they're complaining maybe the tackle was illegal. They're discussing that. Yep. The referee takes a hand on the cards. It seems that this is going to be a yellow card. Yeah. It has been a yellow card. Should it be illegal contact? Let's see what type of illegal contact. Oh yeah, taken from the t-shirt maybe, as the team captain Ramon is saying. He's complaining about how it took from the t-shirt or not. So let's see what the ref says, and then we'll know or not. Okay, ref, now it's the moment to say the call.
Yellow card, Dementores number 22, illegal contact from behind.
Oh, no, contact from behind. They were maybe discussing about taking from the t-shirt, but the ref determines that that was an illegal contact because he made it from behind. And then Let's see if that ends. Yes, it ends with another goal for Ghent Gargoyles, who's taking more and more of his advantage since Dementores doesn't still know how to make their best performance, their best attacks, and also their best defense, which wasn't bad at least. They tried to tackle, but as you know, these things can happen when you are very physical. You can commit and get to do more faults. Oh, another try to beat Peachy, but doesn't. Pressure, a lot of pressure puts. Ooh, takes him out of the. Yeah. They're taking him out of the field. The referee stops the game. Zamudio from Dementores is complaining. Maybe he thinks that he wasn't a legal action. He's a very passionate player. He has shown in Spain a lot of cards because of, passionate play is a good way to see that he likes to complain sometimes, complain more than he should do. So he should talk more with her speaking captain and less with the referees. So if he doesn't want to have another card.
And we did have cards for disrespecting our ref
Yeah.
already. I think it was just the last slot where we got 2 cards for disrespecting a ref. So you have to be careful.
Yeah. Yeah, if someone from Dementores could get a card for being disrespectful, I would put on my money on on Zamudio, because when the things that normally they don't get as he would like, he tends to be to get nervous, and that also, well, it happens to everyone, but someone more than others, and he's normally the first one that get real nervous and start to say, "Oh," and you say that "oh" can end to something not very respectful.
But I guess he was lucky now because there's no call.
Yeah.
So, Quaffle turnover. Ghent was pushing Dementors player out of bounds. He's the inbounding player with a Quaffle. General warning for all players. Please be careful with contact from behind.
So in case you haven't heard, there was a general warning for contact from behind,
Yeah.
which we did see a lot.
And looks like Ramon is not happy with that decision. I think he was complaining that his player got contact from behind, and that's why he get out of the pitch. Now in between, another goal there's for Ghent Gargoyles, who is starting to put this game very, very in front from them, and very, very back from the point of view that Dementores could have for this game. So the score is 70-10, yeah. And Dementores hasn't scored since like first minute, so let's see if they can find a way. That way wouldn't be without bladder control, and since they do not have also bladder control since, I don't remember, maybe ever, there another attack finishes with a beat for Isaac, keeper from Dementores, and another fast attack that now can be neutralized, maybe. Yes, there is Neko with a bladger. There's a pass from to the back of the court, and then another pass for the front. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting though. Ghent waits every time to get back bladder control before they go into the attack, while the Spanish team also
Very
goes
intelligent.
against one bladger.
Bad luck that Isaac was about to recover that quaffle, but he got dismounted. But then one of the teammates take it and give it to him. So another one more for Dementores. It looks like Isaac it's not so healthy as it was at the first when he started the game. He looks like a little bit more tired. And that's a normal thing, because when you see Isaac's plays, he tries to runs a lot, runs as much as he can. And also Ramon, he tries to run also. Let's see if there's a... Oh, yeah. Yes. It wasn't a very, very good throw, but he was lucky that the ball finally passed through the hoop. So that's another goal for Dementores, and the score should be 80-20, right?
Yeah. And I'm surprised because it... 20-70.
Oh, 20-70, okay.
Okay. I actually thought it was a pass and not a scoring attempt, but if it goes in the first time already, that's
counts
even
the
better.
same.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Ghent is trying to go a little bit slower, trying to go behind the hoops. No, good. Trying to contact. Yeah, In this case, Isaac, as a keeper, has made a very good play and recovers the ball. And 50 points down. Could Dementores get the head to the game again? Let's see.
It's also pretty hard for the Dementores to actually run an attack, as they almost never have bludger control. So they have to go. They have to go against 2 bludgers all the time.
Good
which
play
is
from
really
Neko
hard.
now. He could be in another goal. Yes, yes,
Wow.
yes. Dementores only needs some few seconds to get to score, and it's a good thing for them because they have a lot of players that can make a good throw. And now runs away. Oh, yeah. And he scores back.
And
to
it's
Ghent.
30-80 for Ghent.
Once again, Dementores is 50 points away, but he's starting to score, which is good news for them. Because maybe if we see them scoring again, if they improve their defense, and if they get to have bludger control once in the game, another throw, in this case, it wasn't a goal, but
it was a goal.
Yeah, it was a goal because after... No. They're not sure.
So there's the brooms down. They're probably going to discuss if it actually was a goal or not. I guess you guys on the live stream can actually have your video analysis of that, but we don't, so the refs have to come together to talk about the situation.
They're discussing it. At least it was a good play from Ignacio, number 15 from Dementores. He went behind the hoops, and after that ball didn't score, they took the ball and they scored. Let's see if scored correctly or legally, and let's see if that 10 points go to the Dementores or not.
But they did step up their game. They scored 30. I mean, for the first minutes, they only scored 1 goal. And the past few minutes, it was 3 more. While Ghent also scored goals, but also the defenses of the Dementores were
Let's
a
see
lot
if
tighter.
the goal is good or not. Nope. The head of the head referee. I can see it from here, right? My point of view, discussing also with speaking captain, with Ramon, and the things they're discussing, looks like Ramon is not happy with the decision, so the goal seems to be...
The goal is no good. It was beat before. Game continues.
Beat before.
Remount!
For Dementores, because if the goal had been good, the score was only 40 points away, and I think they could have entered the game with that goal. So let's see. Oh, good beat now. Let's see if Isaac can score that goal that the team needs. The team needs a bunch of goals, but wherever it starts is going to be good. Oh, a beat for Pichi, trying to recover that bludger. A beat for Violeta also. And a beat for Isaac, but gets to pass, makes the pass, and now Ignacio gets to score that goal. Very good play from Dementores now.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive, especially since it was against 2 bludgers. One bludger just was, one beat attempt was just too late and the other one missed. So that's how they scored a goal against 2 bludgers.
Now Dementores has bludger control for the first time in forever, and they're trying to... Let's see if they can take advantage of them, because now it's... Whoa, good save from Pichi. Very good jump. Now they're trying to put some more pressure. Let's see if Pichi gets to 1. Okay, they're using their reset used. Okay, reset used for Ghent. Also good strategy for them. And Pichi went too far away, so they beat them. And let's see if that ends with a goal. No, it looks like it doesn't. And Isaac gets the ball back. Okay, this is the moment. This is the moment where Dementores could turn their game, turn the face to their game. So the next attacks could be making the difference.
So now the Dementores are in attack again. They have 1 bludger against the front-back defense of the Ghent team.
Okay, one more good play from Pichi. Oh,
and
Zach
a missed
tried
shot.
to end, but let's see if, tries to, and that's it. No, they beat him. Looks like they didn't. Wow,
Not bad.
Look at the face from the Ghent beater. Is still saying, what the... I hit him, but they didn't count as a bit. So that's one more for Dementores, 50-80.
So
And
now
as
they're
I
in
said, that's
overtime
where the
range.
game gets interesting, yeah. So if that continues, we're going to see an end of a game. Very, very good to see. Okay. Chaser from Ghent tries to enter, stops there. He has to look for a teammate. He has to look for the beaters also, because beater from Dementores is trying to
take out
maybe
the
too
receivers.
far away.
That's pretty hard though. Do you go out? Do you go away from your hoops to take out the receiving chasers, or do you actually stay there and risk that they can receive a ball?
Very close, very hard. Isaac is running again. Let's look. Let's see if he can. Ignacio goes with him. And Isaac, there he goes. Another goal for Dementores. That's their play. That's what they're talking about.
Now that they drive more and just go in, doesn't matter if they have bludgeon control or not, it does work for them, for the Dementores. They have the physicality to counter the tackles. They have the agility to just drive, run around them, and they just show that they can do it.
Definitely, definitely. And that's the moment where again Gargoyles has to make their timeout. It's a normal thing because they were winning that game from, I remember, 60-point advantage, right? Or 50 or 60?
Something that was pretty high.
Yeah, I remember 70-10 maybe in the moment of a game. And Dementores has lead the game to not tying, but yeah, having the chances to win it if they continue like that. And the snitch came out and they get to catch it. So Ghent has to reorganize their attack and their defense plays if they want to get alive to the final part of the game.
Yeah, I mean they still have 5 minutes, which is enough to get ahead so much that they don't have to fear anything when the snitch comes on pitch. But at the same time, 5 minutes. I mean, we also had 5 minutes where no goal was scored. So they have to, both of the teams just have to fight in these next 5 minutes, because when the snitch is on pitch, it's going to be a lot harder.
That's where the games get tricky, in that 5 minutes between minute 13 and minute 18, because that's where the moment where you should start seeing people getting tired. Of course, if in this case Dementores doesn't have a roster so big as could have Ghent Gargoyles, and maybe their main players could get more tired, and that could affect their plays. And also the beaters who should start thinking about taking bludger control to help their seeker whenever it gets out, because if the game gets tied, or
the game time is 13
in
minutes. Timeout was called by Ghent.
The beaters
The
will
score
put,
is
in a crucial paper.
90-60 for
I also
Ghent.
think that
Both
I
teams
personally
used their
think that the Ghent
timeouts.
Gargoyles
Remount!
beaters are
And resume play on my whistle.
Actually, most of the team is strategically just better than Dementores. They know their tactics and they play them, but at the same time, the Dementores do have like a really good physicality in their players. They have people who know how to drive, who know how to
and
tackle.
there it goes. Yeah, I was about to say the Dementores recovered again bludger control, but forget it, because they lost it.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see these teams play against each other with really different playing styles. And for now, Ghent is ahead 40 points, but I wouldn't be too sure if they can keep actually that distance.
Okay, Neko tries to get, yeah, it does, and now Pichi, passes the bludger to get bludger control, and in between the chases of Dementores tried to get that ball. Ignacio was about to take it, but he was beaten, or not. Ignacio has some problems to know when he's beat. Because it's like 2 or 3 times that Ghent Gargoyles are complaining that Ignacio just went for the ball behind the hoops, and one of their beaters tried to beat him. I don't know if they did it or not, because Ignacio kept playing, and in some of the cases,
So,
maybe he kept playing.
Game
because
was
the
stopped.
assistant ref
Natural
or whoever
motion
was referee
violation.
didn't
Quaffle
notice
is turned
if it
over
was
to
a beat or not,
Ghent.
or
Number
they noticed and
15
they
from
say,
Dementores is beat. Remount and resume play.
Okay. Yeah. In this case, Ignacio was beaten before and has to let there the ball. So now Ghent has the chance to put this difference in 50 points, which would be a very good difference, thinking that we are very, very close to the snitch on pitch. In a few minutes, we'll see the snitch. Oh, there is Isaac. Good try, good try. Even if there was a beater right there. And now, ooh, good move, good attack also, good defense from Ramon. And also Isaac out there, very physical players, and trying to slow down again the attack, and a good throw, but now there was Ignacio there to take the ball for his team, and Isaac to move forward.
It's also interesting that both of the beaters, they get distracted from each other. They don't have that much of a quaffle focus sometimes, because both of the beater pairs are really aggressive, and they try to gain back bludger control. They try to get no bludger situation.
Ooh.
And that was really close. Okay, no. And yeah, so back to the beaters. They are really aggressive, and sometimes they just forget where the quaffle is, and then you have almost like 20 seconds of just no beaters because all of them are just beat out.
Dementores and Ghent's beaters are very good in 1-by-1 in physical plays, and that's a thing we'll get to know if we get to the snitch on pitch in a 30-point range, because that's when beaters try to attack each other. So we'll see more of the beaters when the snitch comes out, if there's a game. So when the game is stopped again, let's see what the ref says. What happened? Dementores has the ball, but Ramon is complaining for something. Maybe they're talking about the last attack from Ghent Gargoyles. Maybe something happened in that attack. And there's a card in the hands of the head ref. So
maybe we get another one.
Yeah. Who gets the card?
So far, there have been two yellow cards, one for Ghent and one for the Dementores.
Oh, fun fact, the thing we haven't commented yet is that Ghent Gargoyles is celebrating their 5th anniversary right in this tournament, right?
Yeah, and it's also their 4th time participating.
Yellow card for
in
Ghent number
EQC.
29. Illegal contact,
Pushing
in the back.
In Belgium.
1 minute in the penalty
they missed
area.
That one, so now they want to go.
General
First time
warning
having
for
an
all
EQC in
chasers.
their country.
Please be careful not to swat the bludgers with your body. Thank you. Remount.
So the head ref just warned the seekers that they shouldn't how is it called? They shouldn't turn their body in a way that the bludgers just go somewhere when they get beat. Deflecting is bludger.
Yeah.
Is it deflect? Is it not?
Yeah,
Deflecting,
with
swatting,
their
maybe.
hands, or
But yeah,
using their body to deflect bludgers.
Yeah.
That's affecting play, and that's also illegal.
but like a lot of seekers do it,
Yeah.
which doesn't make it better. It just
So good
It's-
thing for the ref to see that and to tell that. Oh, good tackle made to Isaac. Once again the try, but now not in this case. Isaac calmly passes to Ramon. Ramon throws, but he doesn't. Isaac, no, yeah, Ignacio. Has it scored? Yeah, it looks like it has.
So it's 70 to
Yeah.
100. So
30-point range, and
Dementor-
that's the moment. That's the moment where Ghent tries to enter again. Ooh, another goal for Ghent. Another goal for Ghent that is making that difference between 30 and 40, 30 and 40, 30 and 40.
yeah.
Let's see if more or less.
So the snitch is on pitch. It's going to be another minute until the Seekers are actually allowed to go on the pitch as well. But the snitch is already on. And it's going to be interesting because if
It's very
right
interesting.
now it's 40 points difference, which means, and it's a 30-40 just.
Any
as
goal
Boy
makes a
just said.
difference. Unless it's against Gargoyles goal, well, make a difference, but bigger one. Violeta takes the ball, but it's tackled. Isaac tries to recover it, but it gets beaten. And now, again, Gargoyles has the ball. Let's see the defense. It's Peachy still mounting the defense for Dementores. So again, Gargoyles calms down their attack, start thinking. And the Seekers get released.
The Dementores team tries to defend the snitch as they're 40 down.
Yep.
Because if they catch the snitch, it would mean that they lose automatically.
That shouldn't be a goal. Yeah, because there was beat before the player from Ghent. Yeah, I had seen that. A good beat, made from Peachy.
So all the beaters are still in Quaffle game as Ghent tries to go even further ahead. So even if the Dementores catch, they won't win. And the Dementores at the same time try to get to actually get back into swim range so they can win the game.
That's the problem. The Dementores beaters are paying more attention than the Seekers, and that will make it. Oh no! In this case, Ghent player didn't get to score because Ramon get to make a very good tackle. So the ball didn't pass through. Once again, let's see where the beaters are. The Dementores needs their beaters. They need them a lot because now the Ghent Gargoyles has Bladger control, and they have both Bladgers in their hoops. Whoa, good throw, but they get the Bladger again. That's why they're on their Bladgers. It's a good way of defending their own hoops because if you get beaten, you can fastly touch your hoops and get the ball back. And now once again, the keeper, he gets very good contact in defense, but he passes to his teammate, and his teammate scores another goal for Ghent.
That was a tough situation for Dementores as they didn't have any bludgers.
That's the thing. If Dementores wants to win, first he has to score. And he wants to score, first he wants to eliminate their Bladger defense that Ghent has very, very good position on their hoops, on their area.
Yeah, the beaters of Ghana are really defensive right now. They stay really close to their hoops, so they don't actually lose any bludgers. Which is
wow,
but it was a
good goal.
goal. Oh no, it wasn't.
No. I was thinking the same. I was thinking, really, it was a goal. It wasn't beat before. Once again, the head ref is going to ask the assistant, and
there's a lot of stoppages here. So the game time is 20 minutes 40, which is an okay time, I guess. We'll probably get a few more minutes.
the score difference isn't still a big one, but as you can see, the Ghent Gargoyles aren't very concerned of helping their seeker. They're more concerned of defending their hoops, so their tactics should be to keep this score and to increase it as it possible, so that maybe when the snitch gets to a first or second handicap, could focus more on getting the snitch.
But I mean, the way how they play right now.
Goal is not good.
Ghent
Was
doesn't
beat
expect
before.
them to
Score
try to
remains
score against two
120 to
bludgers,
Ghent.
and then they just
17
shoot.
Dementores.
And maybe maybe they even score because they can't really do anything else, as the Ghent beaters try so hard to just keep their bludgers.
So the goal wasn't good, and in this case, the players from Dementores couldn't keep the ball, which is back to Ghent's players. So now from a very calm defense. No pressure. Oh, yeah. It counts a little bit of pressure from Dementores, but Ghent is moving the ball quite good. To one chaser, to another. Waiting for the moment. Not their moment, still. Good beat from Dementores. And now they're still thinking what they can do. I think the beater should go behind the hoops because that pass very, very well seen. Very, very good pass to find their teammates behind the hoops, and the team Ghent gets another goal, which makes a difference. Whoa, 60 points.
Yeah, it's gonna be really hard to catch up here now.
Yeah, the Dementores has had a very few minutes, good minutes in the Bludger play and in the Quaffle play. But once again, their magic is still stolen from Ghent.
But they do have bludger control now. They try to use it. They try to pick out any chases in their way.
That could be the moment or not.
Oh, there's still
Once
a bludger.
again, they're running, but
did he see that?
Let's see. A good pass and a good throw. No,
Oh.
no goal. Really? Wow. Shame for Ghent because that was very well seen from her teammate.
And that's actually what they're really good in.
Yeah.
They know how to do these passes. They know where to position themselves. They know how to catch and know how to score. And they've scored a lot of goals like this, this attempt in the first minutes. So it's why can't they do it now? Is it the concentration? What's missing?
I don't know. Maybe it's a thing of time. Their players could be getting tired and running away. Yeah, that's another goal for Ghent. Very celebrated from the crowd. The crowd is happy for that goal.
And they're running ahead. It's already 70 to 140. Why was it seemed like the Dementores could actually catch up for quite a while, but now it just seems like Ghent is running quite ahead.
Yeah, I think they weren't able to read very well that final part of the game. Their beaters, I think they weren't where they should be. And in the other hand, the Ghent's beaters were very well positioned. They made a very effective beats in the right moment. And also after that beats, the chasers from Ghent Gargoyles took the Quaffle straight away to make a score. So that was very intelligent from them, very well played. Ooh.
So.
Oh, yeah! Looks like they're taking the snitch. Cheers from the crowd for that snitch catch. That could mean another win for Ghent Gargoyles, and also mean if they win, that's the second win, so they would be advancing to the upper bracket. We'll see them tomorrow fighting for the tournament.
It would be interesting, as I think Ghent and Antwerp are both. I mean, Antwerp is pretty much a favorite for the title.
Yeah.
Ghent is not, but people still think they're gonna make maybe top 10.
Yeah, they get to be the 13th place in the last EQC in Pfaffenhofen. So in this case, their main objective should be to go to the top 10. And they're in. Yeah, catch is good. So congratulations to the Ghent Gargoyles team celebrating this.
So
a huge step for them.
The final score is 70 to 170. And with this, we're gonna say goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Okay, yeah.
was told here was the food. So I guess.
I'm here with Fraser Posford and Christian Zimpelman.
Yeah, that's right.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to Fraser. The game that we just watched, what would you say, have you got any stand-up moments from that game?
There's no real moments as such. I do have a few like standout players, especially on the Ghent side, who really kind of allow them to have that edge in the end to win the game. Number 88, Europeans, was a new player this season. Really, really impressed me. Just her awareness on the pitch for such a new player is phenomenal. The way she worked with her partner, and she just made some fantastic decisions. And when she was on, the game looks just so much more in control in favour of Ghent there. Also, I've got to mention Suzanne Fisher. Absolutely fantastic, especially on offense, like just running perfect support lines and just great composure, whether it's passing the ball, catching, receiving around the hoops. Just phenomenal.
We're very lucky in a bit. We have Suzanne Fisher coming in for an interview later.
That's cool.
Christian, can I ask you the same thing? On the Dementores side, any stand-up players?
Yeah, so I think they had like really good driving power, and they also played sometimes with good passes. So I don't remember like the names or so, but it was a bit surprising. I think when I looked the game, I had the feeling that Ghent was a bit stronger because they made like a bit more really nice actions or good plays where I said, oh, really good pass or nice offload or so. But somehow the Dementores stayed almost in range, so they were a bit unlucky that they didn't manage to make the last goal to get back in range. And yeah, I think they had some really good moments where they used the opportunities, went for the drive and made some really good goals in the right moments.
You're both chasers. You're a chaser, aren't you?
I used to be beater, now I'm playing chaser.
dabble
So
in
yeah.
Well, in that case, this might go a bit more towards you then. In terms of that. One of the things I noticed when watching the game was that the Dementors were losing a lot of blood control when they were coming into Ghent's half.
Yeah.
Do you think this is something that themselves were playing and able to make that, turn that into breakaways.
That's right. So I think that altogether Ghent played a bit smarter, and that's was especially seen in the beta game. I think the Dementores was sometimes a bit too hectic, and they were too offensive in some situations, and then they lost pressure control. Sometimes even lost the quaffle, and Ghent had really good opportunities to make these fast breaks. So I think they are seeing that Ghent is playing maybe a bit longer on a higher level. I think the Dementores showed that they are on a similar level, but I think they could get more, if they get a bit more experience and play a bit smarter in some situations. I think they can really make a step ahead.
There were 2 yellow cards for back contact, and the ref actually gave a warning to the entire, everyone on the pitch about back contact.
Yep.
About back contact in terms of that. Are we seeing sort of like in these games a lot more physical contact legally being made? Is this something that you think it's sloppy work on the teams? Or?
To be honest, I thought that was quite a clean game, and props to the head referee for that game. Giving out those cards when those fouls happened allowed the game to run nice and smoothly, and it also made the teams aware of their contact. So I was quite impressed with that. I'm going to have to leave now, but pleasure as always.
Okay, so we continue.
We'll continue. So just so everyone knows what happens here, Richard, who is behind the camera, now part crying, has been calling Fraser off to go ref on a pitch. Fraser doesn't need to go ref on a pitch. Go away,
I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay.
So we're very lucky to keep you for just that little bit longer, I think, now, keeping the nice and warm under the lights. So also, looking at both teams had timeouts that they called.
Yeah.
Were there any major differences? So let's go with the first timeout, which was called by the Dementores. Is there any major difference that you've seen, that you saw once they came back on pitch after that?
Yeah, that's a difficult question. So I actually didn't really see a difference. I think over the whole game, Ghent played a bit smarter, as I said before, and maybe it was the case that the Dementores slowed down a bit. I think they thought a bit longer. They tried to play a bit less hectic, and I think it helped them to stay in the game.
I think more from like Dementores' perspective, they had a lot of players that played like heavy minutes in those games. People like Ramon, number 8, their keeper, number 5. And just sometimes in a timeout, you don't always need that kind of tactical change. You just need that breather to sort of clear your head. And then just sort of, if things are going well, keep doing those things. If not, make those little changes. But you don't always have to call that timeout just to make those tactical adjustments.
So one thing that I also noticed a lot that Ghent were doing is long shots and long passes. Sort of like very straight to the hands, very quick. So they made a lot of...
To be honest, I disagree with that. A lot of what Ghent was doing was, they were able to kind of pass the ball around and keep it alive and away from the play, not getting too sucked in. Because a lot of the time in Quidditch, people think, I've got to score within the next 10 seconds, otherwise I'm not doing my job. But sometimes those opportunities just aren't there. And what I think Ghent did very well is they timed those opportunities perfectly. So if there wasn't a chance to score, they'd back it off, pass it out to a wing or someone, reset that attack, and then find another opportunity. And also, I think another thing to give sort of Ghent credit for was when they were going into contact, they were just really calm on the ball. They didn't panic when they were tackled. I think mainly because like Dementores weren't putting like really dominant hits on the ball carrier, so they were able to have that peace of mind. Sort of go, okay, I've got an option there, I can pass there, or I'm close enough here to take sort of a quick shot. So it was just really, really clever play.
Yeah, I tend to agree there. So I think it was quite clear that Ghent didn't have like the strongest drivers. So it was clear there's not this guy or this girl who can drive like through 3 or 4 chases. And what teams who don't have these players often do is that they pass too early. So they don't even initiate the contact, and then it's quite easy to get the passes. But what they made really well is that they went into the contact, they drew 1 or 2 players onto them, and then they made really nice offloads and freed up other players, even though they didn't score through the drive itself. So I think that was a really good play style.
Yeah, I think Dementores did a bit of this as well, but like the execution of the passes out of the contact weren't quite as clean, weren't quite as crisp as what Ghent was doing, and ultimately that was the difference for lots of the goals that were scored.
Last thing, sort of like I'd like to talk about before we get on to the interviews with Susan Fisher and Ben and M, is looking at the snitch play in the last closing moments of the game there. So you were saying earlier about the snitch actually doing powerlifting. Do you think something like that is going to be very beneficial to keeping the seekers off?
Oh, 100%. Obviously, with sort of any kind of weightlifting, I mean, pretty much every athlete in any major sport does some form of weightlifting as part of their training. So if you're a powerlifter, you naturally have that strength. You also have that speed built up as well. So with Rudy, the snitch for the game, I think he's a phenomenal snitch just because he's got that combination of speed and power, which is, as a seeker, is really difficult to face.
Brilliant. I'm not sure if Susan Fisher is here yet. She doesn't seem to be here. So I'm just going to... have you done much seeking before?
Yeah, I did some seeking, definitely.
So
yeah.
in terms of, did you, watching stuff like the Seeker today, would you say stuff like his technique, actual swimming for it and flailing his arm?
Yeah, so actually, most of the time I didn't see much Seeker action because Ghent played it really slow. You could also say they had a good gameplay here because they didn't take out the defensive Seeker very often. So most of the time the Seekers blocked themselves and the defensive Seeker made a good game and didn't allow the Ghent Seeker to go for the catch. And what this does is for Ghent that they have, like, of course, a lower chance to end the game and win the game, but by doing this they had good opportunities to stay out of range, and that's what they managed and didn't allow the Dementores to come back in snitch range. So this was really good. And then in the right situations they took out the defensive Seeker, and I think what the Ghent Seeker then did was very smart. So he didn't went like for these really power moves where he tries to remove the arms or something, but he rather tried to avoid the arms of the snitch and was really fast and quick, so rather fast motions than like powerful motions. So I think that was exactly the right technique against this kind of snitch, and yeah, it worked out.
Once the snitch came back on pitch, did we see any difference in the way that the beaters were being used?
I think, as Christian said, like the beaters on Ghent side showed a bit of restraint. Obviously, by that point in the game, Ghent just wanted to end the game and confirm the victory. And sometimes you can get a bit too absorbed into that and then leave yourself open in the Quaffle game. So they showed great restraint there. With Dementores, like they more or less kind of did the same thing as they were doing pre-snitch on pitch. It wasn't working out. But by that point, Ghent was very much in control of the game, and it was always going to be a tough way back from there, honestly.
Always was. So what was the final score?
I don't know. I think it was like 70 points ahead, but
Yeah,
I'm not
it
sure.
was 170 stars 70. We could probably get a confirmation of that somewhere.
Okay.
Something like that. But yeah, someone will tell us that we're wrong. Fair. So moving forward, what do we think Ghent's chances are in the rest of the competition now after that performance?
You go ahead.
I think they're going to be one of those teams that's a bit of a banana skin for sort of the major contenders. They've got plenty of sort of talented players, people like Victor Morgat, Suzanne Fisher, and also Mika Unruh as well. fantastic sort of international quality players. So if those players play well and play to their potential, then come tomorrow in the upper bracket, I believe they've now qualified for, they're going to be a tricky tie for anyone they face. So, yeah, potentially looking at an upset. Whether they go past the round of 16, who knows, but potential quarterfinal team. Whether they go beyond the quarterfinals, I think that'd be a bit of a surprise. But they're a definite sort of surprise package, I'd say.
Do you agree?
I agree, and I think even if you look at the group, there's not, it's not as clear as you would think. So the unicorns are in the group, and usually you would think that the unicorns are the clear winner of this group. But what I heard, the unicorns might not be as strong as the last years. And also, if we compare the scores, unicorns against Dementores, and now Ghent against Dementores, I think they were really similar. So I don't know if the unicorns can play like. Haven't played their best lineup or something in the first game, but judging on this, I think it could be a really interesting game, the one Ghent against Unicorns, and then if they would even manage to get the first place in their group, then they even have a better chance to make the quarterfinal and continue. I don't think they will be in the semifinal. To be honest, I think there are like 4 or 5 teams that are clearly better than Ghent, but. Yeah, so I think they could make a good run.
Brilliant. Well, with that, we're now going to end our little interview. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find Susan and the other one who was going to come in. So we're ending this now. We're going back to pitch number 1 with Paris Frogs versus the Athenians.
Darmstadt. From Darmstadt.